Good evening, and welcome to Footnotes in Folly. I am Professor Reginald St. John Pemberton, and tonight we open one of Shakespeare's strangest and most bittersweet comedies, All's Well That Ends Well. We give you the whole of it, complete and unabridged, in clear modern English. The plain rendering and the asides are my own. This is part 1. We begin in mourning at Rossillon in France, where the young Count Bertram, his father newly dead, must leave home to attend a sick king, and where Helena, the orphan daughter of a famous physician, reared in the Count's own household, nurses a love for Bertram she believes can never be returned, for he is a nobleman and she is nothing. But Helena has her dead father's rarest secret, a remedy that may cure the King of France, whom all the learned doctors have given up to die. With the old Countess's blessing she sets out for Paris, and stakes her very life on the cure, asking, if she succeeds, the right to choose her own husband from among the court. Let us begin.
Bertram, the Countess of Rossillon, Helena, and Lefou enter, all dressed in black. In giving up my son, I feel as if I am burying a second husband. And as I leave, madame, I weep over my father's death all over again. But I must obey his Majesty's command. I am now his ward, and always subject to his authority. You will find a husband in the king, madame, and you, sir, will find a father. A man who is so generally good to everyone at all times must certainly keep his goodness for you. Your own worth would awaken virtue in him if it were lacking. How much more when he has so much of it already? Is there any hope that his Majesty will recover? He has given up on his physicians, madame. Under their treatments he has spent time chasing hope, and in the process has gained nothing except losing that hope as time passed. This young gentlewoman had a father. Oh, that word had. How sad a word it is. His skill was almost as great as his honesty. If his skill had reached as far as his goodness, he would have made nature immortal, and death would have had nothing to do. For the king's sake, I wish he were still alive. I think he would have been the death of the king's disease. What was the name of the man you speak of, madame? He was famous, sir, in his profession, and he had every right to be. Gerard de Narbon. He was excellent indeed, madame. The king spoke of him very recently, both admiringly and mournfully. He had enough skill to have lived forever, if knowledge could stand against death. What illness is the king suffering from, my good lord? A fistula, my lord. I had not heard of it before. I wish it were not so well known. Was this gentlewoman the daughter of Gerard de Narbon? His only child, my lord, and entrusted to my care. I have every hope of good in her. Her education promises it, and her inherited nature confirms it, which makes good gifts better. When a corrupt mind carries virtuous qualities, praise comes mixed with pity. Those qualities are virtues, but traitors too. In her they are better because they are simple and sincere. She inherits honesty and earns goodness. Your praises, madam, draw tears from her. That is the best salt water a maiden can season her praise with. The memory of her father never reaches her heart without her grief taking all the color from her cheek. No more of this, Helena. Come now, no more, or people may think you are putting on sorrow rather than truly feeling it. I do put on sorrow indeed, but I truly have it too. Moderate mourning is what the dead are owed. Excessive grief is an enemy to the living. If the living person is an enemy to grief, then excess grief soon dies. Madam, I ask for your holy blessing. How should we understand that? Be blessed, Bertram, and succeed your father in character as you do in appearance. Let your noble blood and your virtue compete for mastery in you, and let your goodness share equally with your birthright. Love everyone, trust a few, and wrong no one. Have the power to defeat your enemy, but do not use it unless you must. Keep your friend guarded as carefully as your own life. Be corrected for being silent, but never blamed for speaking too much. Whatever more heaven may give you, and whatever my prayers can draw down for you, may it fall upon your head. Farewell. My lord, he is still an unseasoned courtier. Could my lord advise him? He cannot lack the best guidance that love can give him. Heaven bless him. Farewell, Bertram. The Countess exits. May the best wishes your thoughts can form be servants to you. Helena, comfort my mother, your mistress, and take great care of her. Farewell, pretty lady. You must uphold your father's good name. Bertram and Lefou exit. Oh, if only that were all. I am not thinking of my father, and these great tears honor his memory more than the ones I shed for him. What was he like? I have forgotten him. My imagination holds no face but Bertram's. I am ruined. There is no life for me, none, if Bertram is gone. It would be the same as loving one bright, particular star, and hoping to marry it. He is so far above me. I must be comforted by his shining light and the rays around him, not by belonging in his sphere. The ambition in my love torments itself like this. The deer that wants to mate with the lion must die for love. It was sweet, though it was a torment, to see him every hour, to sit and draw his arched brows, his hawk-like eye, his curls, on the tablet of my heart, a heart too ready to hold every line and detail of his dear face. But now he is gone, and my worshipping imagination must make holy relics of what remains of him. Who comes here? Perils enters. Here is someone who goes with him. I love him for Bertram's sake, and yet I know he is a notorious liar. I think him a great fool, and nothing but a coward. Still, these settled faults fit him so well that they hold their place even when virtue's iron bones look bleak in the cold wind. Besides, we often see cold wisdom waiting on excessive folly. Bless you, fair queen. And you, monarch? No. And no. Are you meditating on virginity? Yes. You have a little soldier in you. Let me ask you a question. Man is the enemy of virginity. How can we barricade it against him? Keep him out. But he attacks, and our virginity, though brave in its defense, is weak. Teach us some warlike resistance. There is none. When man lays siege to you, he will tunnel underneath you and blow you up. Heaven protect our poor virginity from miners and blowers up. Is there no military strategy by which virgins might blow up men? Once virginity is blown down, man will be blown up more quickly. But when you blow him down again through the breach you made yourselves, you lose your city. It is not good policy in nature's commonwealth to preserve virginity. Losing virginity is reasonable increase, and no virgin was ever conceived until virginity was first lost. The stuff you were made from is the material for making more virgins. Virginity once lost may be found 10 times over, kept forever it is lost forever. It is too cold a companion. Away with it. I will stand up for it a little while, even if I die a virgin because of it. There is little that can be said for it. It goes against the rule of nature. To speak in favor of virginity is to accuse your mothers, which is unmistakable disobedience. A man who hangs himself is a virgin. Virginity murders itself and should be buried beside the road, outside all sacred ground, like a desperate offender against nature. Virginity breeds mites, much like cheese. It eats itself down to the rind and dies by feeding on itself. Besides, virginity is peevish, proud, idle, and made of self-love, which is the most forbidden sin in the canon. Do not keep it. You cannot help losing by it. Out with it. Within a year it will make itself into 2, which is a fine increase, and the original not much the worse. Away with it. How might a woman lose it to someone she herself likes? Let me see. Why, badly, if she likes a man who does not like it. It is a commodity that loses its shine by lying unused. The longer it is kept, the less it is worth. Be rid of it while it can still be sold. Answer the time when demand comes. Virginity, like an old courtier, wears its cap out of fashion, richly dressed, but unsuitable, just like the brooch and the toothpick, which are not worn now. A date is better in your pie and porridge than in your cheek. And your virginity, your old virginity, is like one of our French withered pears. It looks bad and eats dryly. Yes, it is a withered pear. It was better once, but still it is a withered pear. Will you do anything with it? Not with my virginity yet. There your master will have 1,000 kinds of love, a mother, a mistress, a friend, a phoenix, a captain, an enemy, a guide, a goddess, a sovereign, a counselor, a traitress, and a dear beloved. His humble ambition, proud humility, clashing harmony, sweet discord, his faith, his sweet disaster, and a whole world of pretty, foolish, adopted names that blinking Cupid gives his godfather. Now he shall, I do not know what he shall do. God send him well. The court is a place of learning, and he is one. One what, truly? One I wish well. It is a pity. What is a pity? That wishing well has no body in it that can be touched, so that we, who are poorer born, whose lower stars imprison us in wishes, might follow our friends with the effects of those wishes and show what we can only think, which never brings us any thanks. A page enters. Monsieur Perils, my lord is calling for you. The page exits. Little Helen, farewell. If I can remember you, I will think of you at court. Monsieur Perils, you were born under a charitable star. Under Mars I was. I especially think you were under Mars. Why under Mars? The wars have kept you so far under that you must have been born under Mars. When he was dominant. When he was moving backward, I think rather. Why do you think so? Because you go backward so much when you fight. That is for advantage. So is running away when fear proposes safety. But the mixture your courage and fear make in you is a virtue with good wings, and I like how it wears. I am so full of business that I cannot answer you sharply. I will return a perfect courtier, and then my instruction will serve to naturalize you, if you can receive a courtier's counsel and understand the advice that will be pressed on you. Otherwise you die in your unthankfulness, and your ignorance destroys you. Farewell. When you have leisure, say your prayers. When you have none, remember your friends. Get yourself a good husband, and use him as he uses you. So farewell. Perils exits. Our remedies often lay within ourselves, though we give heaven the credit for them. The fated sky gives us free room. It only holds back our slow plans when we ourselves are dull. What power is it that raises my love so high, that lets me see and yet cannot satisfy my eyes? Nature brings together even the widest distances in fortune, joining like with like and letting kindred things kiss. Let impossible attempts seem strange to those who measure their efforts only by common sense and assume that what has never happened cannot happen. Whoever strove to prove her worth and failed to win her love? The king's disease, my plan may deceive me, but my intentions are fixed and will not leave me. Helena exits. Hornets sound. The King of France enters with letters, attended by lords and others. The Florentines and the Senois are at each other's throats. They have fought with equal success, and the war goes on boldly. So it is reported, sir. No, it is more than a report. We have received it as certain news, confirmed by our cousin Austria, with a warning that the Florentine will soon ask us for help. In this matter our dear friend has considered the issue ahead of us, and seems to want us to refuse. His love and wisdom, so well proved to your majesty, may argue for the fullest trust. He has already armed our answer, and Florence is refused before its messenger arrives. Yet any of our gentlemen who wish to see service in Tuscany may freely have permission to fight on either side. That may serve well as a training ground for our young nobles, who are restless for action and achievement. Who is this coming here? Bertram, Lefou, and Perils enter. It is the Count Rossillon, my good lord, young Bertram. Young man, you carry your father's face. Generous nature, working carefully rather than quickly, has shaped you well. May you inherit your father's virtues too. Welcome to Paris. My thanks and my duty belong to your majesty. I wish I had the bodily strength I had when your father and I, as friends, first tried our soldiering together. He understood deeply what service demanded in those days, and was trained by the bravest men. He endured a long time, but which, like age, crept up on us both and wore us out of action. It restores me greatly to speak of your good father. In his youth he had the wit that I can see today in our young lords, but they may jest until their own mockery comes back on them unnoticed before they can cover their lightness with honor as he did. In his pride or sharpness there was no contempt or bitterness, and if there had been, his equal would have stirred it, while his honor, like a clock to itself, knew the exact moment when an objection required him to speak, and then his tongue obeyed his hand. Those beneath him he treated as people of another station, and he bent his noble height toward their low ranks, making them proud of his humility. By accepting their poor praise, he humbled himself. Such a man could be a model for these younger times. If they followed him well, it would show that, compared with him, they are going backward. Your memory of him, sir, keeps him richer in your thoughts than he is on his tomb. His epitaph lives with less proof there than in your royal speech. I wish I were with him. He would often say, I think I hear him now. He did not merely scatter pleasing words in men's ears, he grafted them there so they would grow and bear fruit. Let me not live, his good melancholy would often begin, at the end and close of some amusement when it was over. Let me not live, he would say after my flame lacks oil, only to be the burn. How wick for younger spirits, whose quick senses despise everything except what is new, whose judgments are only fathers to their clothes, whose constancy dies before their fashions do. That was his wish. Following him, I wish the same after him, since I can bring home neither wax nor honey. I would soon be dissolved from my hive, to make room for some laborer. You are loved, sir. Those who show at least will be the first to miss you. I fill a place, I know it. How long has it been, Count, since the physician at your father's house died? He was very famous. About 6 months, my lord. If he were alive, I would try him even now. Give me your arm. The others have worn me out with all their different treatments. Nature and sickness can argue the matter at their leisure. Welcome, Count. My own son is no dearer to me. Thank your majesty. They exit as the cornets sound. The Countess enters with the steward and the clown. I will hear it now. What do you have to say about this gentlewoman? Madame, I have taken pains to satisfy you, and I wish those efforts could be seen in the record of my past service. But when we publish our own good deeds, we wound our modesty and stain the clearness of what we deserve. What is this knave doing here? Begone, sirrah. I do not believe all the complaints I have heard against you. That is my slowness, not your innocence, for I know you have folly enough to commit them, and ability enough to make such knaveries your own. It is well known to you, madam, that I am a poor fellow. Well, sir. No, madam, it is not so well that I am poor, though many rich people are damned. But if I may have your ladyship's goodwill to go into the world as bold a woman, and I will do what we can. Must you needs be a beggar? I beg your goodwill in this matter. In what matter? It is both matter and my own. Service is no inheritance, and I think I shall never have God's blessing until I have children of my body, for they say children are blessings. Tell me your reason for wanting to marry. My poor body requires it, madam. I am driven by the flesh, and he must go where the devil drives him. Is that all your worship's reason? Faith, madam, I have other holy reasons, such as they are. May the world know them? I have been, madam, a wicked creature, as you and all flesh and blood are, and indeed I marry so that I may repent. You will sooner repent your marriage than your wickedness. I am out of friends, madam, and I hope to gain friends for my wife's sake. Such friends are your enemies, knave. You are shallow, madam, about great friends. The knaves will come to do for me what I am tired of doing. He who ploughs my land spares my team, and lets me gather the crop. If he makes me a cuckold, he is my drudge. He who comforts my wife cherishes my flesh and blood. He who cherishes my flesh and blood loves my flesh and blood. He who loves my flesh and blood is my friend. Therefore, he who kisses my wife is my friend. If men could be content to be what they are, there would be no fear in marriage. Young Charbon the Puritan and old Poison the Papist, however far apart their hearts are in religion, are alike in their heads. They may knock horns together like any deer in the herd. Will you always be a foul-mouthed, slanderous knave? I am a prophet, madam, and I speak the truth by the nearest road. I will repeat the ballad, which men shall find entirely true. Your marriage comes by destiny, and your cuckoo sings by nature. Begone, sir. I will talk with you again later. May it please you, madam, have him bid Helen come to you. She's the one I must speak about. Sirrah, tell my gentlewoman, I wish to speak with her. I mean Helen. Was this fair face the cause, said she, that the Grecians sacked Troy? Foolishly done, foolishly done. Was this King Priam's joy? With that she sighed as she stood, with that she sighed as she stood, and then gave this judgment. Among 9 bad, if one is good, among 9 bad, if one is good, there is still 1 good in 10. What 1 good in 10? You corrupt the song, sirrah. 1 good woman in 10, madam, which purifies the song. I wish God would serve the world that way all year. We would find no fault with the tithe woman if I were the parson. 1 in 10, he says. If we could have a good woman born only at every blazing star or every earthquake, it would mend the lottery well. A man may draw his heart out before he pulls one. Will you be gone, sir knave, and do as I command you? That a man should be at a woman's command, and yet no harm done. Though honesty is no Puritan, it will do no harm. It will wear the white surplice of humility over the black gown of a proud heart. I am going, truly. The business is for Helen to come here. The clown exits. Well now. I know, madam, you love your gentlewoman entirely. Faith, I do. Her father left her to me, and she herself, without any other advantage, may lawfully claim as much love as she finds. More is owed to her than has been paid, and more shall be paid than she will demand. Madam, very recently I was nearer to her than I think she wished me to be. She was alone, and was speaking her own words to her own ears. I dare swear she thought they reached no stranger's hearing. Her subject was that she loved your son. Fortune, she said, was no goddess, since she had made such a difference between their 2 estates. Love was no god, since he would not use his power only where ranks were equal. Diana was no queen of virgins, since she would let her poor knight be surprised, with no rescue in the first assault and no ransom afterward. She spoke all this with the bitterest sorrow I ever heard a virgin cry out in. I thought it my duty to tell you quickly, since any loss that may happen concerns you somewhat to know. You have done this honestly. Keep it to yourself. Many signs had already suggested this to me, but they hung so uncertainly in the balance that I could neither believe nor doubt it. Please leave me. Keep this locked in your breast, and I thank you for your honest care. I will speak with you further later. The steward exits. Helena enters. So it was with me when I was young. We are truly nature's creatures, these feelings are ours. This thorn rightly belongs to the rose of our youth, our blood belongs to us, and this passion is born in our blood. It is the show and seal of nature's truth, where love's strong passion is stamped in youth. By remembering days gone by, such were our faults then, or else we thought them none. Her eye is sick with it. I see it now. What is your pleasure, madam? You know, Helen, I am a mother to you. My honorable mistress. No, a mother. Why not a mother? When I said mother, I thought you saw a serpent. What is there in mother that makes you start? I say I am your mother, and I place you among those who came from my own womb. It is often seen that adoption competes with nature, and choice can raise a native shoot for us from foreign seed. You never burdened me with a mother's labor pains, yet I show you a mother's care. God's mercy, maiden. Does it chill your blood to say I am your mother? What is the matter, that this troubled messenger of wetness, the many-colored iris, circles your eye? Why, because you are my daughter. That I am not. I say I am your mother. Pardon me, madame. Count Rossillon cannot be my brother. I come from humble name, he comes from honored name. There is no mark of nobility on my parents. His are wholly noble. He is my master, my dear lord. I live as his servant, and will die his vassal. He must not be my brother. Nor I your mother? You are my mother, madam. I wish you were, so long as my lord your son were not my brother. Truly my mother. Or if you were both our mothers, I would care no more for that than I care for heaven, so long as I were not his sister. Can there be no other way, but that if I am your daughter, he must be my brother? Yes, Helen, you might be my daughter-in-law. God forbid that you mean it. Daughter and mother struggle so in your pulse. What, pale again? My fear has caught your folly. Now I see the secret of your solitude and find the source of your salty tears. Now it is plain to every sense, you love my son. Invention itself would be ashamed to speak against the proclamation of your passion and say you do not. Therefore tell me truly. Tell me it is so, for look, your cheeks confess it to each other, and your eyes see it so plainly shown in your behavior that in their own way they speak it. Only sin and hellish stubbornness tie your tongue, so that truth should be suspected. Speak, is it so? If it is so, you have wound up a fine tangled thread. If it is not, swear it is not. However it stands, I charge you, as heaven shall work through me for your good, to tell me truly. Good madam, pardon me? Do you love my son? Your pardon, noble mistress. Do you love my son? Do you not love him, madam? Do not dodge the question. My love has a bond in it that the world recognizes. Come, come, reveal the state of your affection, for your passions have fully accused you. Then I confess, here on my knee before high heaven and you, that before you, and next high heaven, I love your son. My friends were poor but honest, so is my love. Do not be offended, for it does him no harm that he is loved by me. I do not pursue him with any sign of presumptuous courtship, nor would I have him until I deserved him, yet I will never know how that deserving could come. I know I love in vain, striving against hope, yet into this greedy, unfillable sieve I still pour the waters of my love, and I do not fail to keep losing them. So, like an Indian, devout in my error, I worship the sun that looks upon his worshipper, but knows no more of him. My dearest madam, do not let your hate meet my love because I love where you do. But if you yourself, whose honourable age proves you had a virtuous youth, ever in so true a flame of liking wished chastely and loved dearly, so that your Diane was both herself and love, then give pity to one whose condition is such that she cannot choose but lend and give where she is sure to lose, who does not seek to find what her search implies, but like a riddle lives sweetly where she dies. Did you not lately intend speak truly to go to Paris? Madam, I did. Why? Tell the truth. I will tell the truth, I swear by grace itself. You know my father left me some prescriptions of rare and proven effect, gathered from his study and clear experience, medicines of general power. He instructed me to keep them in the most careful reserve, as notes whose powers contain more than was written in them. Among the rest there is an approved remedy, written down, to cure the desperate wasting illness because of which the king is considered lost. That was your reason for Paris, was it? Speak. My lord your son made me think of this. Otherwise Paris, the medicine, and the king might all have been absent from the conversation of my thoughts then. But do you think, Helen, that if you offered your supposed help he would receive it? He and his physicians are of one mind. He believes they cannot help him, and they believe they cannot help. How will they credit a poor, unlearned virgin, when the schools of medicine, emptied of all their doctrine, have given the danger over to itself? There is something in it more than my father's skill, though he was the greatest in his profession. His good prescription, left as my legacy, shall be blessed by the luckiest stars in heaven. If your honour would only give me leave to try my success, I would risk my life, well lost if it failed, on curing his grace by such a day and hour. Do you believe it? Yes, madam, with certainty. Then, Helen, you shall have my permission and my love, money and attendance, and my loving greetings to my people at court. I will stay at home and pray God's blessing into your attempt. Go tomorrow, and be sure of this, whatever I can help you to, you shall not lack. They exit. A flourish sounds. The king enters with young lords who are taking leave for the Florentine war, along with Bertram, Perils, and attendants. Farewell, young lords. Do not cast aside these rules of war I have given you. And you, my lords, farewell. Share my advice between you. If both of you gain all of it, the gift grows larger as it is received, and there is enough for both. That is our hope, sir, after we have become properly trained soldiers, to return and find your grace and health. No, no, that cannot be. And yet my heart will not admit that it owes anything to the disease that besieges my life. Farewell, young lords. Whether I live or die, be the sons of worthy Frenchmen. Let proud Italy, excepting those who inherit only the ruins of the last empire, see that you have not come to court honor, but to marry it, even when the bravest seeker shrinks back. Find what you seek, so fame may proclaim you loudly. I say farewell. May health at your command serve your majesty. Beware of those girls of Italy. They say we Frenchmen lack the language to refuse when women ask. Take care not to become captives before you have even served. Our hearts receive your warnings. Farewell. Come here to me. The king withdraws to a couch. Oh, my sweet lord, I wish you would stay behind us. It is not his fault, he has the spark. Oh, these are brave wars. Most admirable. I have seen those wars. I am ordered to remain here, and I am held back with this fuss of too young, and next year, and it is too early. If your mind is set on it, boy, steal away bravely. I will stay here like the lead horse to a woman's petticoat, creaking my shoes across the smooth stone floors, until all honor has been bought up and no sword is worn except one for dancing. By heaven, I will steal away. There is honor in that theft. Do it, Count. I am your accomplice, and so farewell. I am growing attached to you, and our parting feels like a body being tortured. Farewell, Captain. Sweet Monsieur Perils. Noble heroes, my sword and yours are kin. Good bright sparks, splendid metals, a word with you. In the regiment of the Spinney you will find one Captain Spirio, with his scar, the badge of war, here on his left cheek. This very sword cut that trench in him. Tell him I am alive, and listen to what he reports about me. We shall, noble Captain. May Mars dote on you as his beginners. The lords exit. What will you do? Stay with the king. Use a broader ceremony with the noble lords. You held yourself within the limits of too cold a farewell. Be more expressive to them, for they are men who wear the fashion of the time. In them the true style is gathered. They eat, speak, and move under the influence of the most accepted star, and even if the devil leads the dance, men like that must be followed. Go after them and take a fuller farewell. I will do so. Worthy fellows, and likely to prove very strong swordsmen. Bertram and Perils exit. Leifu enters. Pardon, my lord, for me and for my news. Leifu kneels. I will pay you to stand up. Then here stands a man who has brought his pardon. I wish you had knelt, my lord, to ask mercy of me, and that at my command you could stand up like that. I wish I had. Then I would have broken your head and asked your pardon for it. Good faith, a sharp answer. But my good lord, here is the matter. Will you be cured of your illness? No. Oh, will you eat no grapes, my royal fox? Yes, you would eat my noble grapes, if my royal fox could reach them. I have seen a medicine able to breathe life into a stone, awaken a rock, and make you dance the canary with lively fire and motion. Its mere touch is powerful enough to raise King Pippin, yes, to put a pen in great Charlemagne's hand, and make him write a love line to her. What her is this? Why, Dr. She, my lord. Someone has arrived, if you will see her. Now, by my faith and honor, if I may speak seriously while delivering this lightly, I have spoken with one who in her sex, her age, her profession, her wisdom, and her steadiness, has amazed me more than I dare blame my own weakness for admitting. Will you see her, since that is what she asks, and learn her business? Once that is done, laugh at me as much as you like. Now, good Leifu, bring in this wonder, so that we may either share your amazement or cure it by wondering how you ever came to feel it. No, I will suit you, and I will not take all day about it either. Leifu exits. This is how he always begins a special nothing. Leifu enters with Helena. No, come along. Come this way. This is His Majesty. Speak your mind to him. You look like a traitor, but His Majesty seldom fears traitors like you. I am Cressid's uncle, daring enough to leave two people together. Farewell. Leifu exits. Now, fair one, is your business with us? Yes, my good lord. Gerard de Narbon was my father, and in the profession he practiced, he was well accomplished. I knew him. Then I will spare my praises of him all the more. To have known him is praise enough. On his deathbed he gave me many prescriptions, but especially one, which, as the dearest fruit of his practice, and the sole darling of his long experience, he told me to store up like a third eye, even more safely than my own two. I have held it dearer than they. Hearing that your high majesty is touched by that malignant cause against which my dear father's gift has its greatest power, I have come, with all dutiful humility, to offer it in my service. We thank you, maiden, but we cannot be so ready to believe in a cure when our most learned doctors have left us, and the assembled college has concluded that struggling art can never rescue nature from her helpless condition. I say we must not so stain our judgment or corrupt our hope as to expose our incurable disease to quacks, or so separate our royal self from our reputation as to value senseless help when we know help is beyond reason. Then my duty shall repay me for my trouble. I will press my service on you no further, humbly asking only that your royal thought allow one modest attendant to carry me back again. I can give you no less and still be called grateful. You meant to help me, and I give you the thanks that a man near death gives to those who wish him to live. But what I know fully, you know in no part. I know all my danger, and you know no art. What I can do no harm by being tried, since you have set your mind against any remedy. He who finishes the greatest works often does them by the weakest servant. So Holy Scripture has shown judgment in children when the judges themselves were children. Great floods have flowed from simple springs, and great seas have dried up when miracles were denied by the greatest people. Often expectation fails, and most often in the place where it promises most, and often it succeeds where hope is coldest and despair seems most suitable. I must not listen to you. Farewell, kind maid. Your trouble, unused, must be paid for by yourself. Offers not accepted earn thanks as their reward. Then inspired worth is barred by mere breath. It is not so with him who knows all things as it is with us, who measure our guesses by appearances. But we are most presumptuous when we count the help of heaven as the act of men. Dear sir, give consent to my efforts. Make an experiment of heaven, not of me. I am not an impostor, proclaiming myself beyond the level of my aim, but I know what I think, and I think I know most surely. My art is not beyond power, and you are not beyond cure. Are you so confident? In what space of time do you hope to cure me? With the greatest grace lending grace, before the sun's horses have twice brought his fiery torch around its daily circle, before damp Hesperus has twice quenched her sleepy lamp in the dark western mist, or before the pilot's glass has 24 times counted how the thievish minutes pass, whatever is diseased will leave your sound parts. Health shall live freely, and sickness shall freely die. On your certainty and confidence, what do you dare to risk? The charge of shamelessness, a prostitute's boldness, a public disgrace, slandered in hateful ballads, my maiden name branded as something else, no worse than the worst extended to the vilest torture. Let my life be ended. I think some blessed spirit speaks in you, sending its powerful sound through a weak instrument. What impossibility would kill in common judgment, judgment saves another way. Your life is dear, for everything that gives life the name of life has value in you. Youth, beauty, wisdom, courage, all that happiness and pride can call happy. For you to risk this must mean either infinite skill or monstrous desperation. Sweet practitioner, I will try your medicine, which gives you your own death, if I die. If I break the time promised, or fail in any part of what I have said, let me die without pity and deservedly. If I do not help, death is my payment, but if I do help, what do you promise me? Make your demand. But will you make it good? Yes, by my scepter and my hopes of heaven. Then with your kingly hand you shall give me whatever husband in your power I choose. I free myself from the arrogance of choosing from the royal blood of France, to spread my low and humble name through any branch or image of your state, but I may choose one of your subjects whom I know is free for me to ask for and for you to grant. Here is my hand. If the conditions are fulfilled, my performance shall serve your will. Choose your own time, for I, your resolved patient, still rely on you. I should question you more, and indeed I must, though knowing more could not make me trust you more, where you came from, how you are attended. But remain unquestioned welcome and certainly blessed. Give me some help here, ho! If you rise as high as your word, my deed shall match your deed. A flourish sounds. They all exit. Countess and clown enter. Come along, sir. Now I am going to test the full height of your good upbringing. I will show myself well fed and poorly taught. I know my errand is only to go to court. Only to court. Why do you treat the place as nothing special, when you dismiss it with such contempt? Only to court. Truly, madam, if God has given a man any manners at all, he can easily get rid of them at court. A man who cannot bow, take off his cap, kiss his hand, and say nothing has neither legs, hands, lips, nor cap, and indeed, to speak exactly, such a fellow would not be fit for court. But as for me, I have one answer that will serve every man. By Mary, that is a generous answer, if it fits every question. It is like a barber's chair, which fits every backside. The pointed backside, the flat backside, the fleshy backside, or any backside at all. Will your answer really fit every question? As neatly as 10 groats fit into an attorney's hand, as your French crown fits your silk-clad whore, as Tibbs' rush ring fits Tom's forefinger, as a pancake fits Shrove Tuesday, as a Morris dance fits May Day, as the nail fits its hole, as the cuckold fits his horns, as a scolding woman fits a quarrelsome rogue, as a nun's lip fits a friar's mouth. No, as neatly as pudding fits its casing. Do you truly have, I say, an answer so perfectly fitted to every question? From below your duke down to beneath your constable, it will fit any question. It must be an answer of monstrous size if it can fit every demand. And yet, in good faith, it is no small thing either, if learned men told the truth about it. Here it is, with all that belongs to it. Ask me whether I am a courtier. It will do you no harm to learn. If only we could be young again. I will play the fool by asking, hoping your answer will make me wiser. I pray you, sir, are you a courtier? Oh Lord, sir. There's a simple way to put it off. More, 100 of them. Sir, I am a poor friend of yours, and I love you. Oh Lord, sir. Thick and fast. Do not spare me. I think, sir, you cannot eat any of this plain household food. Oh Lord, sir. No, put me to it, I promise you. You were recently whipped, sir, I believe. Oh Lord, sir. Do not spare me. Do you cry, oh Lord, sir, when you are whipped, and then say, do not spare me? Indeed, your oh Lord, sir, follows very naturally after your whipping. You would answer very well to a whipping if only you were tied to it. I never had worse luck in my life with my oh Lord, sir. I see that some things may serve for a long time, but not forever. I am playing the noble housewife with time, keeping it entertained so merrily with a fool. Oh Lord, sir. Why, there it serves well again. Enough, sir. Now to your business. Give Helen this, and press her to send an immediate answer back. Give my regards to my kinsman and my son. This is not much. Not much commendation to them. Not much work for you. Do you understand me? Most fruitfully. I am there before my legs are. Hurry back. They leave separately.
There we pause, with everything to play for. Helena has reached the court and wrung from the dying king a desperate bargain, her life if she fails, and the husband of her choice if she heals him. The wager is struck, the cure begun. Next time, in part 2, a king restored, a prize claimed, and a proud young lord who would rather flee to the wars than wed the woman who saved his sovereign. Mind the footnotes, and beware the folly.